So guys, regardless of the 4-1 win against Girona yesterday, notwithstanding the fact that we easily ran over Girona, there were some displays from some of our players that didn't sit with me. Like in the match, I noticed it and I was not happy at any point. I saw such display, such performance, and it came from Lamine Yamal and Lewandowski. Now we all know that Lamine Yamal, has been trying to, add to his goal department, trying to, up his game when it comes to his goal department. He's actually good all round, but when it comes to scoring goals, he hardly score goals, and that is one part of his game that he has been trying to work on. And he has been doing his best. At least he scores in some important matches. He grabbed the win against ATM. He grabbed the win against Benfica. He scored the winning goal. He has scored in 2 El Clásicos. So he scores in important matches, but he really wants to get consistent with his goal scoring form, and that has seen him sometimes become selfish. At the point this year, he became more selfish than he was in the other half of the season. In the first half of the season, then somehow he dropped a little bit and started becoming more creative. His creative department is just top notch. That is what defines his game. If you watch in this game, even in the last 2 games, he has not scored, neither has he assisted, but Yamal will always end the match with a good match rating. And why? Because he knows how to hold on to possession. He knows how to create chances, not necessarily assist. He knows how to create big chances. He knows how to set up players for the big moments, to slot in the ball into the net, and that defines his game. But he seriously wants to add to his goal scoring department, and that has seen him become a little selfish. And in this game against Girona, he actually went for glory. He went for personal glory. In some moment that I felt he could have dropped the ball for another player, or probably Kunde or Lewandowski. There were some moments he was supposed to at least, instead of going for that personal glory, trying to, shoot the ball by himself, he was supposed to drop the ball, tee up somebody else, or, try to play with one of his teammates. And we saw him in this match. I think he racked up like 3 shots blocked, 3 shots off target, and 1 shot on target. That is to tell you, how often he tried to, shoot the ball. And it impacted us in the first half. Most of these shots happened in the first half. And then on the part of Lewandowski is actually vying for the Pichichi. And with that mindset, and also being the number 9, his initial instinct as a number 9 is to try to shoot on goal. There were also, chances, there were opportunities, there were situations where he was supposed to tee up Lamine Yamal, set up Lamine Yamal for a smooth goal. The only way that a team can play and make their matches easy is when you have 50% chance of scoring a goal, and you see your other teammates with like 60, 70, 80% chance of scoring the same goal. You tee up that person instead of going for that goal because you might miss the goal. It doesn't mean that you can't score with a 50% chance. But the fact that you see someone with a higher chance, you set the person up for a goal. At the end of the day, we are all working for a common goal, which is to score goals and win the match. So whomever scores the goal doesn't matter at this point. So right now, I feel Lewandowski, bearing in mind that he's running for that Pichichi race, and Lamine Yamal trying to improve his goal scoring department, somehow impacted our first half. We saw Lewandowski, take some shots. Yes, he's a number 9, and that is what we expect of a number 9. He was not just clinical with the shots, but there were situations where he was supposed to tee up Lamine Yamal or any other Barcelona player, and he went for personal glory. Same with Lamine Yamal. I noticed it in the first half, and I didn't like it. It was as though we were playing for just personal glory. Every of our player was just trying to try the post. Every of our player, including Femi Lopez, was trying the post like severally, and that was why somehow our first half looked a little bit difficult. But in the second half, we now played better, like a team, and you saw how the goals came. You saw how the goals came. So that was one one thing I noticed in that match. And such performance can actually impact us, against bigger opponents, against very strong opponents that can actually hurt us when they have such chances in our goal post. So when we are up against stronger teams that knows how to play the ball just the way we know how to play the ball, we have to be selfless. Yamal has to be selfless. Lewandowski has to be selfless. Rafinha has to be selfless. Femi Lopez has to be selfless. Whichever player it is has to be selfless. The aim is to score the goal, and whomever scores the goal does not matter. It doesn't matter. We equally recognize every player in this team. Every player in this team gives their best. So that was one thing I noticed, and seriously, I hope such thing does not repeat itself, especially against very strong teams. Thank you.